Hi, I'm Jenny Ware, your local federal member, and welcome to This Week in Hughes. This week I've been down in Canberra for Parliament. During Parliament sitting this week, I spoke about housing, particularly how the legislation being introduced by the government unfortunately is not going to help the housing affordability crisis we currently have in this country. High inflation is pushing up rents and it's pushing up mortgage repayments because the RBA has been left to do all the heavy lifting on getting inflation down. Whether it be the 12 interest rate rises that have seen the average Australian mortgage holder now pay $22,000 more per year than they were paying under the former coalition government. Or it could be that the average Australian renter is now paying 11.5% more than they were last year. I also spoke about an issue particularly relevant for Australian women, and that's Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, which is coming up in October. And I think that anyone that has seen a parent go through the loss of a child never forgets it, and certainly we need to do all that we can as a government and as a society to support families, whether it be through a miscarriage, whether it be through a stillbirth, or whether it be through some other birth trauma. And that's why I support this motion, and I commend the government for providing $5.1 million to organisations to support women and their families following stillbirth or miscarriage. We also spoke this week about the government's industrial relations legislation and about the fact that wages are going backwards. Real wages are going backwards. This means when you take into account wages and subtract inflation from that, which is still too high, and again, which is something the federal government has control over, real wages are going backwards. And around our electorate, last week I went to Holsworthy Army Barracks to see the volunteers from our Rapid Relief Team. Rapid Relief Teams go out and support the first responders, where first responders are at emergency and crisis situations. This may be a flood event, it may be a bushfire event. Rapid Relief Team go out and provide food, catering services and other ancillary support to support those first responders. And the RRT team at Engadine were successful in our Hughes Stronger Communities program, and they received a grant that enabled them to buy a mobile hotbox to store food in for when they're out on the ground with the first responders. And finally, this week in Canberra, we were treated to a visit from Seeing Eye dog puppies from Vision Australia. These puppies are in training, and it's wonderful to see the difference that these puppies will make to the lives of those who are vision impaired. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in Hughes next week with a mobile office in Loftus next Tuesday, Cafe 2232 from 8:30. Please come along and see me. Otherwise, if you can't make that, I can be contacted at any time. Please email my office, jenny.ware.mp@aph.gov.au, or call me on 02 9521 6262. Thank you.